It's January 12th, 1888 in Aberdeen. Aberdeen is somewhat of a metropolis. Trains have come to the hub city and brought plenty of money with them. Like much of the Great Plains, Aberdeen and other communities in the Dakota Territory have experienced a pretty brutal winter. The days before January 12th were very cold, with temperatures in the 30 to 40 below zero range. On January 12th, however, temperatures in the morning reached 28 degrees. Suddenly, the weather changed. Temperatures dropped 18 degrees in minutes in some locations. Imagine being a farmer or even a student on that day. You go to school with warm temperatures, no gloves, no hat, and a light jacket. Why not? It was finally nice outside. In a matter of minutes, everything changes. You're trapped in the field or in the school without proper gear. And not only did the temperature drop, the snow came also. This was no ordinary snow. It is described by many as ice dust, a fine powdery mix of frozen water that made it almost impossible to see anything in front of you. There are reports of people dying in their own yards, feet from their houses, that they couldn't see. One newspaper report from January 14th in the Watertown area said no such a storm has ever been known since the first settlement in central Dakota. The wind's velocity was 73 miles an hour, and men and animals were obliged to seek shelter or perish. Business has been suspended for 2 days, and no trains are expected to arrive here for several days. We are literally shut in from the outside world. In Aberdeen, the article said, great banks of snow were the gentle reminders of the terrible, terrible day which has just passed into history. The amount of suffering and the loss of life in this locality which the storm has brought cannot be ascertained until travel from the country has resumed. In the days following the blizzard, the number of fatalities quickly added up. In all, at least 235 deaths were reported, but some estimated 500 or more were lost, and most of those victims were children. They were either trapped in their schools or caught on their way home. Luckily, in Brown County, most were spared, but one death was recorded. A school teacher in Northville who tried to reach her home from school died. The home was only 30 yards from the school, but she got lost in the blizzard. Her body was found half a mile from the school. Another victim in Dakota Territory was Sister M. Wilhelmina Kaufman of the Benedictine Sisters. Sister Wilhelmina worked at the mission in Stephen in what is now South Dakota. She had worked in the laundry, which was located in a separate building. When she didn't return by noon, during the blizzard, a search party tied a rope to the main building and clung to it. They searched the grounds for the missing sister for hours, and she was eventually found crouching on the ground near a fence post. She had apparently gotten lost and froze to death. There are several first-hand accounts of survivors of the storm, and here is one from the book in all its fury. Charles L. Burt said, at the time of the storm, we were living in the southwestern part of Dakota Territory near the present location of Ardmore, South Dakota, which did not exist at the time. It was very early in the morning of an unusually warm day that I went to the barn about 120 yards from the house. I had been there only a short time when I heard a rushing, roaring sound in the west. It sounded like a freight train approaching. I hurried out to see the cause of the noise. I had reason to be uneasy when I got outside, for the warm air was becoming icy and the sky was darkening as the storm struck. The wind came with almost tornado strength, and the snow was thick in the air. I started back to the house fighting against the icy wind and thick snow, but was forced to get down on my hands and knees and crawl to make any progress. I thought I would never reach the house, but I did. Many survivors described those tornado-like winds, and a lot of them suffered such severe frostbite that they had to get amputations. Most of the victims of this blizzard were children, which is why it is often called the Schoolchildren's Blizzard. And in the book, The Children's Blizzard, you will learn more about the causes of this storm. You will also learn more about those affected by this storm and the aftermath.